Can you hear me, Rebecca? Perfect. What time is it over there? Like 7 or 8 in the morning? Yeah, 8:30. Okay. Yeah, I can't. It kind of depends on where you guys are at. It's usually 7 or 8 hours. It's late here. It's 12:30. I was sitting there thinking, uh, then I just was like, oh, I think I need to get on and do some tarot. So, yeah, I know. I know. Um, I don't know. I just felt called to do tarot. I was like, I mean, honestly, it was probably just I could feel energies, and so I was like, well, if I'm feeling it, I should probably do it. For the longest time, I wouldn't, and now I'm like accepting it again. So I'm like, let me heat up my coffee, and we'll do some tarot. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I'm gonna take questions or if I'm just gonna pull them out. I just laid them out, but right. So I'm trying to, I'm learning to come from a place of abundance and overflow. And that's how I used to do it a long time ago, before YouTube got so serious, right? So I'm trying to connect to that again, right? My true self. And that means it could be at 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the afternoon or I mean, I don't know if you remember, Rebecca. I used to see people all around the world, and it would be like a 2 o'clock in the morning session, or a 4 o'clock, or a 3 o'clock, or a 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or 6 in the evening. It was all over the place because I rarely slept. When you're like aligned like that, I mean, you know my story. I didn't sleep. I used to sleep 3 hours a night until I got older, until I got this older. Yeah, it's all about the flow. Exactly. And for too long, I tried to structure it, right? My Virgo side, my uh so Capricorn, I don't think I ever talked about that. Capricorn is my 11th house, so that's like structuring the group, right? 3 hours is crazy. I know. But that was normal. That was like normal for me. I know. My parents took me to the doctor because they were like, this child won't sleep. I think if I'm not mistaken, Elon Musk only sleeps 3 hours too. We have an ex-prime minister who was famous for getting 3 hours sleep every night. Yeah, known as the Iron Lady. Wow. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, who was that prime minister? But I was just thinking, if I'm not mistaken, Elon does that too. And that's easy for me to do. I've just like tried to practice sleeping more, right? I thought it was her. I thought that's who you were gonna say. Uh, I didn't know she was called the Iron Lady. Yeah, I thought that was her. Thought that's who you were gonna say. Well, we'll see if anybody comes on. If not, You know what I want to do? I keep forgetting. Like when I'm pulling cards, she had a film made after her. Oh, okay. With Gillian Anderson. Yeah, listen, I was in the 80s and 90s. I was all about, I mean, we knew all about Margaret Thatcher. Well, 70s and 80s, I guess. Yeah. Because so 70s, 80s, uh, Rebecca, you were too young. Like, you weren't even born, right? Until the 80s, 90s, 90s, right? Yeah. But this was the time when we were fascinated. Yeah, 90s. Yeah. So this is a time where we were fascinated with the British. We were fascinated. We wanted so badly to be you guys. We just thought y'all were so refined. And of course, this was like 70s and 80s, my growing up, right? And so we just loved the British. We just loved them. Always any group of us always spoke highly of them. We just thought we loved your language, we loved your accent, we just loved you. And this was way before I started traveling the world. But we were like almost obsessed and fascinated with you. Yeah, oh yeah. I had a pen pal also that was, I think she lived in London. Yeah, I had a pen pal way back in the day. We're talking about 70s and 80s. Because, that's what we did back then. We didn't have, we had pen pals. We didn't have social media. We did. We lost contact. Yeah. Because that's around the time that my mother was, so she was really sick and then she passed away. And so I lost contact with her. I know. I loved her. Like we had such good contact, and I don't even have her letters anymore. I wish I did. Wish I did, but I remember her explaining to me the way your school was structured, and then I explained to her how American school was, and we just had so much fun. And I would wait all the time for her mail to arrive, and she would say the same thing. That's a shame. Yeah, maybe your paths will cross again someday. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I remember she was so proper in her wording and her sentence structure, and you know, this was way back then. But she wasn't my only British friend. I've over the years I've always had um I don't know, I've always had a connection there. Always, always. Well, it looks like you and me may be the only ones here. Are there any others? Oh, what I was saying I wanted to do is I never, so lately I've been called to, only me from what I can see. Yeah. Lately I've been called to like, the question that some people always ask, like other readers will ask. And the only reason I say this, I don't look at other readers, but David tells me, is like, because he loves this question, what's hidden from you, right? What's being hidden? And so for me, that would be the card underneath. So for me, it's like, what's the space that you can't see? For me, it would look like, what's the 12th house where you can't see, right? So what's the space you can't see? What's hidden from you? What's that 12th house? What's coming in from that 12th house? To me, that's what that means. So I was like, you know what? I should like ask that question more often because I don't. Um, and we have the ace of coins. Yeah, because I know there's a lot going on. Yeah, I feel like that's relevant at the moment. I fell asleep thinking about it last night. Yeah. Yeah, to me it's like, that's why I made that video. I was inspired because I was like channeling, and then I was like, what is this feeling? Like, it feels like pressure. It feels like something's gonna go wrong, and it, not even something's gonna go wrong. It feels like there's a change, right? And so then I just started channeling, and came up with that video because I was supposed to be working on the weekly for this next week, but that I was like, well, can't do that. I'm doing this. So I did that video, right? Um, but I'm saying that because I feel like we have this underlying thing. We know Pluto, how he acts. We know he's going to bring out some things the 26th. And then that's when I looked and was like, okay, it's the 26th that they're going to be. Oh my. And then I remembered, oh wow, it's the third closing square. Something's coming up. So I just channeled all that. Um, But I feel like we're so used to bad news, right? And we are changing that, and I can feel that in the air. I can feel that in humanity. I can feel that in society. I can't, and it's not only just feeling, I'm seeing it too. We're seeing the changes, right? And so I think we're so used to when we feel that pressure that we're thinking, it's going to be bad, but it's okay because we've been through this and that's all right. But I don't think it's going to be bad. I think our feeling is that it's going to be bad because that's our habit, right? But we're in new energy, and so I think that is a relevant question. Is like, what is it that we can't see? Sorry, let me put these over here. What is this that we can't see? What is it that like is my blind spot? Right? What is that feeling I'm getting? And maybe the pressure, that's a coin, right? So ace of coins, that's a coin. That's the beginning. And I feel like for us, yeah, our group, maybe everybody, we're going to be surprised because Uranus is hanging in there, and I feel like we're going to be surprised um, at just how solid this start is, right? See the wise owl? I'm seeing the wise owl, but I'm also seeing the squirrel, right? I have to pick it up a little. And I'm seeing, so the wise owl tells me that if we look in our inner self, we're going to know that it's going to be a good thing, right? We're wise enough, we're experienced enough, and we know because we've studied, because we look at the stars, because we pay attention to ourselves now, because we honor ourselves more, that we, from our soul's perspective, we kind of know that it's going to be different. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's going to be different. But then I see the squirrel, and it's like the squirrel saves as it needs to save, but it still runs around and it's happy and it does its thing, right? And then I see the fox, and the fox tells me that the fox reminds me of somebody at their peak physique. Somebody that is like, um can get up and go when they need, is on point. They're very aware. They see what they need to. They move fast enough. They don't delay. That's the fox to me. That makes sense. And with this coin, and look how solid this coin is. Like, it's an ace to me. In other decks, I see the ace as a smaller thing. It's a start. It's a good start, right? But in this card, I see it like very huge, very big, and I don't think we realize the the starts we're going to have are very solid, right? We're so used to like waiting for that time to come because for a lot of us, right, especially in this group, we've been waiting for 14 years. We've been waiting for 10 years. We've been waiting for 5 years, right? It's like a long wait. And we're so optimistic and we trust ourselves and we trust the universe, we trust the flow, we trust all of that. And so we're just like, oh, okay, it's just not my time. Oh, okay, it's just not my time. Oh, okay, it's just not like we kept doing that, right? And that's a habit now. But I feel like this start is much more solid than we think it's going to be. Like I I don't think people realize their dreams are coming true in the next couple of years. I know, yeah, and it's the reason I didn't want to tell y'all everything that I saw because I didn't want to speak that into existence, right? I'm like, there's plenty of other people saying, making predictions and saying what they see. And I've always had this innate knowing I don't have to be a part of speaking it. There's plenty of other people that if they need to get that message, right? I don't want to speak it into existence because I know it can change. Does that make sense? And so I think we have changed some of this 2025, 2020. Now, the bigger aspects, yes, they're going to come. Those things are going to come. Those changes are going to come. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. But here's the thing, we've already felt uncomfortable. So I don't want to I never wanted to put more fear into people or more pressure into people unnecessarily. I want you to come and look at the lighter part. I want you to come and like know that you're okay and you're going to be fine. We get these things in our head sometimes, and then the fear itself is what stops us, right? So I feel like at this point, some of that hurt and pain has changed and it's lessened for 2025, 2026 to 2027. Remember, I kept saying we can just get through 2025 and 2026. Well, guess what? We're getting through it, right? We're getting through it. Um, it's going to lighten up a little bit in 2026, but we're going to be completed from that particular cycle that I've seen since 2022, right? So, does that make sense? Um, yeah, and it's green. Look at all this that's like growing. Look at all this that's solid. Like, it's finally time for dreams to come true. It's finally time for manifestations to work again, right? It wasn't that they didn't work before. It was like Saturn was teaching us how to work with them, right? That makes sense. So that's what's hidden from us. Um, yeah, that's what I feel like. That's what's hidden from us. Rebecca, are you on your way to work? Oh, you guys don't have to go back to work on Monday. In America, we have to go back to work on Monday. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, good. Then you don't have to go to work. Let me see. What does Rebecca need to see? Can we tell her that will help her get get through this week? Karina, hi. I am off to work soon. I'm listening in the background. Thank you, Karina. Oh, and um thank you for the coffee. I appreciate it. Oh, Rebecca, you have the Emperor. So, I mean, you are connected to a big institution. You know, you are connected to an organization. But I'm trying to see what this Emperor is about for you. Because my question was, what does she need to hear that'll help her get through this week, right? That'll help her flow better this week. I'm seeing the Ram. So, action. Mm, you know what I'm getting, Rebecca? I'm getting that what you thought of oh, so what you thought either of your job, your career, or your status in this career because it was so new, what you thought of it is like going away. And it's almost like you had these fantasies of the way it was going to be. And now you realize, and it's not a bad thing. It's like now you realize the responsibility and the just how much more you could get with this. Does that make sense to you? Like I'm seeing that it was almost like this, and I'm not calling you this. I feel like it's this. Oh, I wonder what it's going to be. It was all excitement, and you had this idea in your head about. I don't think this is just work either. I think this is like your life, um, old things that were holding you back. How do I say this? Because I'm seeing they're showing me really quick, like your thought process was, I had I had these fantasies about how I wanted life or how it was going to come, and I was excited about it. But in that, I also held myself back and was disappointed when they didn't. But now I see that I'm in charge of it and I'm not just walking through it. Does that make sense? You're quite right. I'm thinking of just going back to the countryside. It's been a crazy time, so you could be picking up on all a number of things. Yeah, because I'm not just seeing it in your job, I'm seeing it like your whole life. I'm seeing like, and I'm feeling, and it's real quick, so I'm trying to go in there and like separate it. You know how I do it. I go in there, I separate everything that I felt, right? So I'm seeing like they took me through in this. So they took me through the journey of your thought process in in a millisecond, and I'm trying to go back and digest it and dissect it, right? And I'm seeing where you thought it was going to be one way, and that was exciting, and you loved that, right? But it also held you back, and it disappointed you when it didn't come out exactly like you thought it was going to be, and then what you realize because you've grown and your awareness is you are remembering who you truly want to be. That's what you're doing. Yeah, you're remembering who you truly want to be, and it doesn't align with where you think you're going if you continue on this route. So that's what I mean by like you were letting life happen to you. You were waiting in anticipation and excitement and da 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 and all of that. And now you are becoming the director of your life. That makes sense? Sorry, I was thinking I was holding that where you could see, right? See, this was solid and it looked good, and you made the choices and you did the things as they came about, but now you're realizing you don't have to wait. You don't have to let life come to you and then you make the decisions. You can be the leader. And that is interesting. I've never gotten that from this Emperor card. That's really interesting. Okay, Karina, let me pull a card for you really quickly. Does that make sense, Rebecca? Okay, good. Let me pull a card for Karina real quick. Okay, what's the most... Ooh, goodness. What's the most important thing Karina needs to know? The most important thing Karina needs to know. I know you have anxiety, Karina. Hold on. I feel like it's here. You have the Five of Swords. Sorry guys, I'm not used to the camera being right like this way at this angle. Okay, so Karina, you have the Five of Swords. The most important thing that you need to know, Korea, is that you are... I am seeing you have a different perspective on life and you are above it. You are seeing it from a different place, and I'm feeling like you have not felt. So here's what I'm feeling. You're almost a little bit excited but nervous, because you kind of feel like the changes are going to be good for you, but it's almost like you won't allow it. You won't allow yourself to fantasize and be in that space because you've had such disappointment and because you can't trust a lot of people. Does that make sense, Karina? So the five tells me that there is change coming, and you can look at this back later, but the five tells me that you do have big change coming. Yeah. And things are going to work out for you. And it just took you seeing it from a different perspective. And it's okay if you don't trust it yet, but that is the most important thing for you, is that even if you don't trust it, even if you think you make the wrong choice, or even if you're shy or coy or about it, it's part of your destiny, right? You've been looking like a hawkeye. You've been really focused and determined and all of that. And that almost got in your way until you learned to see it from a different perspective, whatever this is for you. Okay. And so you're really sharp. You're ready. Yeah, and it could be that it's almost like you're not trusting yourself in what you feel. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Well, did you have a specific question, Rebecca? I'm going to get off. I was only going to be on here for a little bit just because I was feeling it. What should I do? Yeah, it's going to go with the flow. But let me know if you have a specific question before I get off. Not really, but I'm so pleased to catch you. Thank you for my reading. Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't plan on a lot of people being here, but I knew some, like you might, and Dot might, and Karina might, and Sandy might. So, yeah, I was like, I'm so glad that you showed up. It's nice to have part of our group here. And again, I'm learning to go with the flow. So, who knows if I'll do this again soon. I do need to do our, thank you for being a member. I do need to do a membership, a member live with you guys. And we're probably gonna do well, we're gonna do some manifestation techniques. That's what I've put together for you guys. So we're gonna do a manifestation technique. Um, and really anchor that stuff for everyone and really set it into your essence. So I'm going to, yeah, show you a little bit about how to do manifestation, right? You're right about becoming a director. Everything is changing for me. Yeah, going with the flow is always a good thing. Yeah, I caught up on your video yesterday and have made a note to try your practice on the 26th. Yeah, I'm excited for that too because I'm ready to do it. It's yeah, I was channeling and all that came together. Um, yeah, and I've been working on um like I think y'all are ready for the manifestation techniques. For the longest time, I wouldn't do it because people just weren't connected to themselves, and we're in such a different place now. I'm ready to do that. But that's the stuff that you guys are going to get, and we'll see if you like it. And if you do it, and we have practices, and you know, it's not just about me telling you, I want to see proof. You know how I am. I want to see proof. So, anyway, I love you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. You got this. You're directing it now. I mean, the countryside sounds good to me. Anyway, I love you, love you, love you. I will see you soon. Bye.